once you write their license exam, all of you will collect the same salary. There's nothing like, oh, in this hospital we have doctors from Afghanistan, from Nigeria, from Iraq, from US, from Canada. If you know you study in Iraq, your salary is $2,000. If you know you study in the US, your salary is $15,000. There is nothing like that. All of you, same salary. And as a matter of fact, for example, let me talk about the common courses that we know: medicine and nursing. Whether I study medicine in Nigeria, whether I study it in the US, whether I study it in Caribbean, whether I study it anywhere, all of you to work inside US, you write US only. For nurses too, whether I study your nurse inside Nigeria, whether I study it in Benin, anywhere where you study them, all of you are gonna write NCLEX. All of you. You see that there's no one privilege, unlike maybe in other countries or other courses. Maybe if you do one particular course, as per because you study there, they will tell you, say, don't write license exam. All of you are writing license exam. So since all of us are gonna write license exam, why will I spend 40,000 pounds to go and study medicine and still write the exam with people that use 15,000 naira to study it in UI? Sure, you understand? So that's why I used to tell people that when it comes to accommodate education, go from low before you go high. Just be selecting your options from low before you go high, because at the end of the day, your result is same everywhere. Nobody is giving any, whether you're studying, nobody's looking at that. When you go to the hospital, I guarantee some of you that have gone to the hospital, have you ever asked your doctor, where did you finish? Some of you don't even know where your doctor graduated from, because everybody is same. Once you've collected this license, nobody they check any this thing. What makes you a good doctor or a good nurse is what you have in your brain. It's not where you study. There's some people that will study in the US, whereas somebody that will study in US, we have sense that the person. So it is not the school you study that makes you a good doctor. It's not the country where you study that makes you a good doctor. It is you that have decided to just be a good doctor. I have had friends that they worked and studied in Russia, and now they are currently in the US. So that means the money that they used to hustle in Russia was what accumulated for them to be able to afford to travel, to pay their tuition fee in Russia as medical students, and now they are currently in the US. So if they can do it, you can do it as well. So instead of those people saying Russia is this, Russia is that, Russia is clinical, now they are in the US, and then you are still in Nigeria and say, no, Russia is clinical, Russia is this, it's clinical. Russia is this, Russia is that. Russia is this, Russia is that. People are going there, making it, and going to a better country. Russia is this, Russia is that. People are making it. So don't just sit down behind your keypad inside Nigeria that you don't even know whether they will do that and be saying Russia is this, Russia is that. This country is this country is that. Like somebody said in the comment section yesterday, you are not a tree. Move! Life is all about risk. Take the risk. You might think that this country is this country. What if you finish your education, nothing happens? But then you stay there and you say, what if 6 years pass, nothing happen, no? And you're still there and still saying, what if? Your mates are making it. Hey guys, welcome back again to another video. Guys, today expecting anyways, promise me to maintain some freshness. Thank you very much. So guys, in today's video, I'm talking about studying medicine in Russia. So in as much as some of you have asked me, I talk about nursing and other courses as well. Of course I will, and I'll dedicate a different video. So in this series, I'm trying to talk about medicine because medicine is like the #1 course in the whole world that is kind of difficult for people to get. So now small we'll just be touching the courses one after the other. And then another thing is, most of these countries I talk about as well, medicine is the courses that most international students to study. Yeah, so when I'm done with nursing series, so medicine series, I go to nursing, then nursing, and then after nursing we talk about allied health professions. But it's not all countries that I've talked about that you can study some of these any other course than medicine. So the thing is, you guys know that these countries, they are language countries, right? So these language countries, if you see them teaching English, the courses they will teach in English are going to be courses that they have international students for. For example, if you're doing a course that they don't used to get international students for, you are going to study that course in the language of that country. There's no two way about it. But courses like medicine, like nursing, and again, there are some courses, maybe like there are some master courses, like master level for master courses, yeah, you can study it in English, because for master's level, most times these countries, they import lecturers. Let's just use that word. They import and export. They import lecturers from UK, from this. So most times too, you get master courses in English language. But if it's all these unpopular courses that international students are not coming for in undergraduate level, you will have to study it in the language of that country. Sometimes learning language is not easy, I'm not going to lie, unless you're ready to actually dedicate your time and actually learn the language. So that's why the first one I'm talking about is medicine, because medicine is that number one course that many people actually leave their home country to go and study, yeah, because they did not get it. Like, you can't compare the boost of trying to get medicine in Nigeria to nursing. It's still easier for you to even find your way in nursing, like to get nursing to study in Nigeria than medicine, like that, right? So this is not me saying people don't travel out to study nursing. People actually do, but I have this one. I've clicked my head. I have a country that you can actually study nursing, but the thing is, most of you are gonna have problem with this country. Anyways, after this video, I'm gonna shoot the video and tell you about the country. I can say, yeah, a country that I know that you can actually study nursing for a fee. And like I said, I know some of you will have problem with the country. I've told you countries you can study any course. You top country: UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. This top country. If you have problem with any of these other countries that I'm doing series on, because now I'm trying to look for jackpot on a small budget, jackpot and study on a small budget. So if I feel like which type of countries all these ones, is anybody stopping you from entering UK or Canada or this country? Like this, for example, now to study medicine in UK, you'll be looking like £40,000 per year. That's the cheapest school. We're not talking about accommodation, just 1 year. To study nursing, like 15k pounds. Whereas that 15k pounds, if you carry it to another country, it will see you through your 5 years, the accommodation. In fact, they will even still give you extra and say, thanks for banking with us. Like I used to say, find yourself a country, an environment that can actually give you what you need at that moment to go to other countries. Like, right? Because now, for example, let me just say this. If you want to study medicine or any of these health courses in any country, even if you go to Afghanistan, degree from Afghanistan is recognized. You can use degree from Afghanistan to work in the US. Even if it's Iraq, even if it's Palestine, the degree for this thing is recognized. And the funny thing is, once you write their license exam, all of you will collect the same salary. There's nothing like, in this hospital we have doctors from Afghanistan, from Nigeria, from Iraq, from US, from Canada. If you know you study in Iraq, your salary is $2,000. If you know you study in the US, your salary is $15,000. There is nothing like that. All of you, same salary. And as a matter of fact, for example, let me talk about the common courses that we know: medicine and nursing. Whether I study medicine in Nigeria, whether I study it in the US, whether I study it in Caribbean, whether I study it anywhere, all of you to work inside US, you write US only. For nurses too, whether I study your nurse inside Nigeria, whether I study it in Benin, anywhere where you study them, all of you are gonna write NCLEX. All of you. You see that there's no one privilege, unlike maybe in other countries or other courses. Maybe if you do one particular course as per, because you study there, they will tell you, say, don't write license exam. All of you are writing license exam. So since all of us are gonna write license exam, why will I spend 40,000 pounds to go and study medicine and still write the exam with people that use 15,000 naira to study it in UI? Sure, you understand? So that's why I used to tell people that when it comes to education, go from low before you go high. Just be selecting your options from low before you go high, because at the end of the day, your result is same everywhere. Nobody is giving any, whether you're studying, nobody's looking at that. When you go to the hospital, I go and check. Some of you that have gone to the hospital, have you ever asked your doctor, where did you finish? Some of you tell me where your doctor graduated from. Because everybody is same. Once you've collected this license, nobody they check any this thing. What makes you a good doctor or a good nurse is what you have in your brain. It's not where you study. There's some people that will study in the US, whereas somebody that will study in US. We have sense that the person. So it is not the school you study that makes you a good doctor. It's not the country where you study that makes you a good doctor. It is you that have decided to just be a good doctor. I've seen a lot of my senior colleagues in Russia that I've seen most of my senior colleagues that actually studied in Russia, in Ukraine, in Belarus, in any of these countries. They took USMLE exams, they passed. Whereas there are some people that they studied in UK to pass USMLE. So it is not about location, it's not about one thing exposed to clinical. Some people can be living, sleeping in and dreaming inside clinicals. They will still not know what they are talking about. Whereas there are some people that have limited access to clinicals, they still know what they're doing in their head. So you being a good doctor, you being a good nurse, you being a good health professional, or you being good in your field is depending on you and the work you're willing to put in yourself. In as much as you go to school as a doctor, you go for lecture, all those lecture is like, but to me it's paparazzi. The real this thing about any of this health this thing is self-study. You have to sit down and self-study. I just want to say whatever the lecturer say, it's a pass it and come outside. It is when you actually sit down and study on your own and learn maybe a mnemonics for you to learn this thing. That's actually what makes you a good doctor. So this being said today in 2024 and beyond, that try and have an open mind. Start from where you can start. Get that degree. Once you get that degree, it is recognized all over the world. Just make sure that you're going to an accredited school. Recognized all over the world. Do your license exam. Move. At the end of the day, all of you are gonna collect same salary. Nobody is checking where did you study, high school did. Nobody is checking who spent the most money. For example, US doctors now, they will spend almost 300k to get their US degree, and you maybe use 15k to collect your. At the end of the day, both of you same salary, both of you same treatment, both of you same everything. So kill and baka till be cool. And finally, some of these US citizens or Canadian citizens, they go to these Eastern Europe countries as well to study because it's cheaper. But then you that you're inside Nigeria to even hit 3 square meals or along low, I said no, it's Canada. I'm going to study my medicine. If you have the money, nobody's holding you, nobody's stopping you. But if you don't have it, oh yeah, baby, I've used 9 minutes to talk and explain to you people. Anyways, today video I'm talking about studying medicine in Russia. So I remember when you guys saw Russia, you say, what country? As I tell you, I'm making this video, there's absolutely nothing happening in Russia. Nothing is happening. There's no war in Russia currently. There's no war. And in as much as nobody can know what the future holds, but we know how Russia is and everything, I feel like nobody can have chest, mind to say, I want to bomb Russia. Nobody. I feel like I see is political, so we can't say we can wake up today. Even the Nigeria that we are staying, we're just waking up on the grace of God. So to me, I still feel like Russia is still more safer, 100% safer. Aside we don't know if they will throw bomb in Russia. In Nigeria, you sleep in your house, they kidnap you. You come outside, they kidnap you. This is what they will kidnap you. We're just living on the grace of God. But in Russia, aside the fear of what if they throw bomb, what if they throw bomb, what if they throw bomb, there is nothing else happening in Russia. There's no kidnapping, there's no stealing, there's no this thing. In fact, you can even sleep outside. Snow and sleep outside. And did I even tell you there's no natural disaster as well in Russia? No natural disaster. The only natural disaster is snow. Around one. It's not as if you want to sleep inside snow. Once you wear your double jacket like this, you know how we do it. You're safe. So the only fear of people is What if they throw bomb? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know the political aspect or anything, sure. I feel like nobody can really open eye and throw bomb inside Russia. Yes, if they can bomb Russia, the whole world is gonna, you understand that? Because Russia has a lot of things to actually offer. Like I heard, I mean, I'm not used to all those political things, but from the small things that I made research on, or that I heard, that Russia has oil. All the oil that all of us were using in this world is from Russia. That there are some products too that is from Russia. So before somebody will open high and bomb it like that, you know that person has, that means all of us, we're gonna be hungry. You guys know the time that it was really that hard, that the sanction was so much in Russia. You see that it affected all of us, including us that were inside Nigeria. Fuel became high, there was increase in fuel, in fact, all this inflation in price that everybody in the whole world is complaining of inflation. If you trace it down, you will see that it's pointing to the sanction on Russia. Yes. Because you know that before that, people were not complaining of things like this. But most of these things, even the Canada that you're saying, Canada does not produce anything. They don't produce anything. If you're talking about countries that produce things, right? You're talking about US, you're talking about Germany, you're talking about, yeah, those are the main countries that really produce chemical like that. You're talking about India, yeah. Let's talk about drugs, India. Talking about Russia. So you see all these countries that are producing, these producing countries, before anything will really shake them that well, that person has to think it. But I'm not God, I don't know. You can wake up tomorrow, they say they've thrown bomb inside Russia. And yes. And the thing is, we can think they will bomb and they should not bomb. So that's just it. So I usually tell people life is all about risk, right? Yeah, just count your risk and do plus or minus. And another thing, you know, I've told you guys as well that I've checked the whole 195 countries. There is no country that is 100% safe. There is no country. Even in Canada, if you feel like Canada is safe, we have all these petty thieves, and coupled with that, there is natural disaster. They are coupled with high cost of living. USA, there is natural disaster as well. There is fear of all these people that used to do bike up and down. Is it Australia? What's happening in Australia? They say there's white animal, but Australia is still safe, sha. If you have to compare, but the money that you're gonna hold, and the type of cost that you want to cancel. And now I think I've heard that Australia have locked their border, that nobody should come inside again. So, and I think that there are some parts of Australia that has natural disaster, but of course Australia is safe. So Australia, New Zealand, Canada, if you remove natural disaster, those ones that are still safe. But when you people do not have money to go to this country, are you going to sit down in Nigeria and be waiting till the year you will have $20,000 to move? You don't know the year. And the funny thing about Nigeria is the rent is becoming expensive, food is becoming expensive, things are becoming expensive. So which year in particular do you want to save that 20K dollars? Because the more you stay, the more you spend the money. As you are saving, you are spending. As you are saving, you are all you that you're watching me that you're in Nigeria, calculate how much you have spent for fuel in this January alone. Calculate how much. Food, rent, calculate it. See, some of you, if you sit down and check your bank statement, you know saying how who you be. Because you know that this money you're gonna spend on small. 1K here and there, 2K, 3K. If you accumulate everything together, you go know say you be boss. So why not carry that your bossiness and carry it to where you know you can actually develop something for yourself and start a life, develop your skill, boost your CV, so that you'll be able to use it to actually move to another country. Like I said, left to me, 100% best place to send to study medicine or any of these courses is your home country. But if your home country is not giving you, the next best thing is look for a place that is kind of affordable. Another thing about Russia is, I think after the sanction, you can actually work and study in Russia. But the jobs you get mostly in Russia, there are all these which is the corner teaching jobs. Those are the ones that I know they pay well, that you can get in Russia. Other jobs you can get restaurant jobs. And I think someone was telling me about this building jobs and all of that, something like that. You carry concrete, something like that. They say it pays well, but when you get there, you find your way. You ask your fellow Nigerian that is in your city. Yeah, but the one that I know, of course, is the English teaching job, right? The other ones, there are these many jobs like that. So now I've used 16 minutes. So let's talk about studying medicine in Russia. So studying medicine in Russia, the first thing I've talked about the safety and how much is tuition fee in Russia. So in Russia, for you to study medicine in Russia, they have three types of school. There are some schools that throughout your 6 years you study plainly in Russian medium. There are some schools that you will do 3 years English and then 3 years Russian, and then there are some schools that you have full English medium. So for the sake of this video and because of the comparison I've made, there is actually no much difference between studying full in Russian for your 6 years and doing 3 years English and then 3 years Russian. Most people that study full Russian medium, there are people that they came to Russia on a scholarship. They are mostly that, right? But then if you have your own money, I'll just advise you can do the 3 years English then 3 years Russian, or if you have so much money, you can do the full year English medium. So now for the sake of this video, I'm talking about the schools that offer 3 years English medium and then 3 years Russian medium for medicine, and that makes it 6 years, and then full 6 years of English medium. But if you want full 6 years of Russian medium, is almost same price with this one. So if you are opting for the school that actually offers 3 years English, 3 years Russian, the tuition fee is $2,500 US. Yeah, 2,000. It's not even up to that, but I just did. It's 2004. I just did approximation. So 2,500 US. 3 years English, 3 years Russian. You get that? And then, yeah. But if you want full English medium, the cheapest school I've seen so far. If you want full 6 years English medium, the cheapest school I've seen so far is starting from 4,500 USD upwards. You can get 4,500 USD, 5,500 full English medium from year 1 to year 6. But if you don't have so much money, you can opt for 3 years English medium and 3 years Russian medium. For the 3 years English medium, then 3 years Russian medium, in your first year, second year and third year, they are going to be teaching you Russian language so that it will help you to cope when you get to your 4th year, 5th year and 6th year. I hope you understand that. So regardless of anyone you opt for, whether you are doing full English medium, whether you are doing partial English medium, during your course time, you actually study Russian language as a course. You know, if you skip on, is like this, you do it here. So from your first year to your second year to your third year, they're going to study Russian. So if you know that you're going for the low budget of 2,500 USD, and then from 4th year you're going across to Russian medium, yeah, so you try and learn Russian from your first year, second year and third year. And trust me, if you put your mind to it, like if it's, I'm dedicated, you will learn it. But if you don't say you don't get time to the dedicated language, you can actually opt for full English medium, which is 4,500 USD. There's 4,500 USD, there's 5,500 USD, and like that, depending on your choice, depending on location, depending on environment, depending on Boba man, you go that. Yeah. So then we'll talk about that's for tuition fee alone. Then for accommodation, if you want hostel accommodation, the hostel accommodation can range between 600 to 1,000. No, can range 600 USD per year. Yeah, that's the maximum I've seen. 600 USD per year, depending. Yeah, 600 USD per year, and divided into 2 semesters, that's 300 USD per year. So, but then if you want to live off campus, of course, off campus you can prepare like off campus should be around. You can get apartment like, depending on the area, depending on the environment, depending on the state, you can budget like $100, $200, $300, like that. $300 or $400, depending on the apartment you want, depending on the type you want, whether you want new house, whether you want old house, whether you want one bedroom, whether you want studio apartment, whether you want to share, whether you want to this one, anyone. But you're allowed to stay off campus. You can stay in the hostel. If you can't afford to stay in the apartment, then you stay in the hostel. If you don't want to stay in the hostel, you stay in the apartment and hold your money. Yep. So okay, then what's their intake? Usually most major many schools in Russia, their intake is always June, but we have a few of them, just one or two of them, that actually has intake for January. Like they will take you January, like the February session, English language, February session, you would start class by February, but you have intake from January. Maybe you apply by late December to January, then class starts by February, March, something like that. So they have 2 sessions, but majority, like 99.99% of schools in Russia, they have intake for June. You start sending your CV for May, June, July, August, then class starts by September 1st. They know they miss their class automatically. Oh yeah, class don't start with that. So which other information? So what are the documents that you need? The documents that you need your work results, you need your passport, international passport, passport photograph. There are different types of documents. So now I've told you the price. If you know it's something that you're interested in, you have 2 options. You can apply yourself, or if you need somebody to apply for you, I can assist you with the application, documentation and everything, and I'll charge you 500 USD. Don't come to my team and come and price me 500 USD as agency fee to assist you with documentation, getting admission, processing, invitation letter, visa, everything, to assist you with everything. 500 USD chicken. And yeah, but if you don't pay 500 USD, you can go online to make your own research and do your processing yourself, or look for any other agency. So which are the documents that you need? So at different stage you need different documents. For example, for your work you need different this thing. For the admission stage, you need your work results and your international passport. Then for visa stage, you need your passport, your work, legalized work result, or authentication and legalization of your work results, HIV certificates. In fact, another reason I like this Russian visa is their visa documentation is not much and it's not stressful like that. You don't even need plenty of documents. So the most document that you need, they are document that the school will send you after admission, like admission letter, invitation letter. So how long does this process take? Admission letter takes like maybe 2 days before 1 week, like 2 days you should get admission letter, but invitation letter takes like 30 days depending on the school. There are some schools that the invitation letter comes out fast, and there are some that it takes time before it comes out, but just budget like 30 days before you get your invitation letter. Start getting your invitation letter before you go and apply. So yeah. So for now, maybe if you cannot wait till September intake and you want to apply, you can actually apply for the language course instead. Then wait. So for language course, I think language course is like 1,000 USD or 500 USD. But I know that it's less than 1,000 USD. Depending on the school, depending on this, you can just take that one, then till September when you actually start your class. But any place you'll be taking your language course, make sure that it is same school you'll be starting your class, so that you will not have issue of changing school, transferring, because there are some schools that if you want to change, for example, if you do language course in this particular school and you want to start medicine in another school, the school can request you to go back to Nigeria and go and collect another visa. Sure, you understand? Whereas there are some schools that they will just allow you to continue. So different schools with different immigration this thing. So make sure you find out that before that. I hope you get that. See, that rhymes. So how long does the visa take? Like, this is one of the easiest visa countries, the easiest visa you can ever see. The visa takes just 72 hours. In 72 hours you apply today, maybe depending, you can get visa interview exams You might not get a visa interview in 70, depending. Get your visa in 72 hours. So yeah, like I told you, you can actually work and study in Russia, and I've mentioned the jobs you can get. Then the pay, I don't meddle with pay, depending on whatever you and the school or the organization actually agree how much you will pay me, that kind of thing. And then depending on how many hours that you are willing to work. But I have had friends that they worked and studied in Russia, and now they are currently in the US. So that means the money that they used to hustle in Russia was what accumulated for them to be able to afford to travel, to pay their tuition fee in Russia as medical students, and now they are currently in the US. So if they can do it, you can do it as well. So instead of those people say Russia is this, Russia is that, Russia is clinical, now they are in the US, and then you are still in Nigeria and say no, Russia is clinical, Russia is this, if clinical, Russia is this, Russia is that. People are going there, making it, and going to a better country. Russia is this, Russia is that. People are making it. So don't just sit down behind your keypad inside Nigeria that you don't even know whether they will do that, and be saying Russia is this, Russia is that, this country is this country is that. Like somebody said in the comment section yesterday, you are not a tree. Move! Life is all about risk. Take the risk. You might think that this country is this country. What if you finish your education, nothing happens? But then you stay there, you say, what if? 6 years pass, nothing happen. No. And you're still there and saying, what if? Your mates are making it. Anyways, this will be just the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Peace out.